When you think of the greatness of the ancient world, do you think of the Egyptian pyramids or the massive stones of Stonehenge? But the truth is, or the massive stones of Stonehenge. But the truth is, when the Egyptians laid the very first stone to build the pyramids, another colossal structure had already been buried underground for nearly 7,000 years.
It is older than the pyramids by 7 millennia. It was born before the invention of writing. And the craziest part, it was built before humans even knew how to farm. Welcome to Gobekli Tepe, a place where mere hunter-gatherers force scientists to rip up the history books and rewrite them from scratch. In 1964, a team of archaeologists passed by a barren hill in Turkey. Seeing some broken limestone, they concluded, "This is just a medieval cemetery." They walked away, missing the greatest discovery of the century. It wasn't until 1994 that German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt realised the truth. As he dug down, what emerged wasn't graves, but massive, monolithic T-shaped pillars, weighing up to 20 tons and as tall as a 2-storey building. How on earth did they raise them? Remember, the people living here 12,000 years ago were just nomadic bands of hunter-gatherers. They had no wheels, no beasts of burden, and absolutely no metal tools. Only flint and stone. Carving and moving a single 20-ton block would require the coordinated effort of hundreds of people. And Gobekli Tepe isn't just 1 or 2 pillars. They are arranged in massive, perfect circles. And Gobekli Tepe isn't just 1 or 2 pillars. They are arranged in massive, perfect circles. 2 towering central pillars stand in the middle, surrounded by rings of smaller stones. But the true horror and fascination lies in what is carved into these ancient stones. Prehistoric cave art usually depicts prey like deer or bison, animals they hunted for survival. But at Gobekli Tepe, the pillars are crawling with terrifying predators: venomous spiders, scorpions, and roaring lions. And most prominently, the vulture. On Pillar 43, a vulture is shown near a headless human figure. Many archaeologists believe this was not a place to live, but a temple of death, a sacred site for gruesome rituals or sky burials where the dead were left for scavenging birds. Yet, the most baffling mystery of Gobekli Tepe isn't how it was built or what it was used for. It's how it died. After about 1,000 years of continuous use, its creators didn't just abandon it. They carried thousands of tons of earth, rocks, and animal bones to meticulously and intentionally bury their own masterpiece. But why hide a wonder of the world? To understand why this site is so revolutionary, we have to look at what we were taught in school. For decades, historians agreed on one fundamental timeline of human progress. First, we discovered agriculture. Then we settled down and built the first villages. Only after we had a surplus of food did we invent art, architecture, and religion. But Gobekli Tepe completely shatters that timeline into 1,000,000 pieces. Excavations reveal no domestic hearths, no trash pits, and no signs of daily living. The builders were nomads. They constructed a monumental temple before they even knew how to farm. This means the urge to worship and gather actually came first. But gathering thousands of workers for a massive construction project created a huge problem. Hunger. You cannot feed a prehistoric army of builders with just wild gazelles and berries. They needed a reliable food source. And this is where the story gets truly mind-blowing. Geneticists recently analysed the DNA of modern wheat, the exact same grain you eat every day. They traced its wild ancestor back to a single place, the Karakada Mountains. How far is that mountain from Gobekli Tepe? A mere 20 miles, or about 30 kilometres. Religion didn't emerge because of agriculture. Agriculture was invented to feed the builders of religion. So, the desire to worship gave birth to farming. A perfect conclusion, right? But the story of Gobekli Tepe is far from over. Enter modern technology. Using ground-penetrating radar, archaeologists can see what lies deep beneath the soil without digging. The results came back, and what they revealed shocked the scientific community all over again. Everything we have explored in this video, the massive pillars, the terrifying carvings, is just a tiny fraction. We have only excavated 5% of the entire site. Deep underground, the radar scans show at least 15 to 20 more monumental circular enclosures. Over 200 giant megalithic pillars are still sleeping in the dark, untouched for 10 millennia. We have literally only scratched the surface of this prehistoric anomaly. Which brings us back to the most chilling question of all: the intentional burial. Imagine the unimaginable effort required to bury a complex of over 200 massive pillars. Did they bury it to protect it from a cataclysm? Was it a shift in religious beliefs? Or were they trying to hide it from someone or something? Whatever the reason, their secret has remained remarkably safe for 12,000 years. When the remaining 95% is finally unearthed, everything we know might just change again. As we look back at the silent stones of Gobekli Tepe under the night sky, we are forced to ask a humbling question about our own place in time. We used to think human progress was a straight upward ladder, but history isn't a straight line. It's a complex web of forgotten peaks and dark ages. Our ancestors 12,000 years ago were not mindless savages. They were visionaries. If they could build this and then erase it, what else have we forgotten? If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Why do you think they deliberately buried Gobekli Tepe? Next time on the channel, we travel from the hills of Turkey to the sands of Egypt to uncover a piece of rock that broke a 3,000-year-old code of silence. History is written in stone. You just need to know how to read it. Thanks for watching. Keep questioning the past, and I'll see you in the next episode.